Hey, before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss this one. I should have noticed the little things. The way her phone vibrated a little too often. The subtle shifts in her tone when I asked about her day. The quiet sighs she tried to hide behind a smile. But I was tired. Work, bills, life, all blurred together. And I trusted her blindly. Her name is Lena. We've been married for 6 years. Our apartment smelled faintly of vanilla and lavender, the scent she loved. I remember that morning. Sunlight slicing through our curtains, dust motes dancing like tiny memories in the air. I kissed her forehead, thinking nothing was wrong, and left for work. She waved, smiled, and that was it. Routine. It was the late-night text that started it. I noticed a screen lighting up in the darkness. A name I didn't recognize popping up with emojis I didn't understand. At first, I dismissed it. It's nothing, I told myself. But the unease had started, the pit in my stomach that you can't shake. I tried to pay attention, really pay attention, but she was careful. Too careful. Her laugh lingered just a second longer than it should have when she hung up the phone. The scent of a cologne that wasn't mine clung faintly to her coat. I even saw her glance at the clock before opening certain messages, as if timing mattered more than our life together. That night, I couldn't sleep. I sat in the dark, listening to the soft hum of the city below our window, and then my phone buzzed. A message preview popped up on her screen while she slept. Can't wait to see you tonight, smirking face. My heart froze. My hands shook. I wanted to wake her, confront her, scream. But I didn't. I didn't know what I would find, or what I could handle. Something inside me told me I needed to see the truth for myself. Little did I know, the confrontation wouldn't be with her first. It would be with the man she thought she could hide behind. And he had no idea who he was about to meet. The next evening, I followed her. Not recklessly, not with some cinematic bravado, just carefully, like a shadow in the rain. The city was wet, lights smeared across the asphalt, reflections dancing in puddles. Lena's car turned down a street I didn't recognize, and I parked a block away, heart pounding like a drum in my chest. I watched her slip into a small cafe, the kind with warm lights and a muted jazz playlist. And then I saw him, tall, confident, laughing too loudly. A stranger. At least, I thought he was a stranger. The way she leaned into him, her hand brushing his arm casually. It was intimate, familiar. My stomach twisted, but I stayed still. I needed proof. Her phone vibrated on the table. She glanced at it, smiled, and typed back a quick response. Can't wait, either smirking face. My hands balled into fists. The casualness of it, the ease with which she lied to me, broke something inside. I kept watching as they talked, leaned closer, whispered, and then I noticed his oblivious grin, the arrogance of a man who thinks he's untouchable. I couldn't see his reaction yet, but I knew he was underestimating me. When they stood to leave, I trailed behind them, keeping to the shadows. They didn't notice me. They never looked back. They laughed at some joke I would never hear. And then it happened. The moment that split my world in half. He stopped by a darkened alley, turned toward her and reached out. That's when I stepped forward. My voice was calm, almost eerily so. I think you made a mistake. He froze. His smile faltered. His confidence wavered. And for the first time, I saw it, the fear in his eyes. He had no idea who I was. He thought he was just another man, another thrill. But he was standing in front of someone who would protect what was his, who had already been pushed too far. Lena's face went pale. Shock, guilt, panic. Her hand moved to cover her mouth. But words didn't come. She opened her eyes and looked at me. And in that instant, I realized betrayal doesn't just break trust. It shatters the soul. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't throw a punch. Not yet. But the air was heavy, charged. Something inside me had shifted. And I knew this night would end with one of us broken as I stepped closer, keeping my voice low, steady, controlled. Do you know who you're messing with? I said, letting the words hang like a blade in the air. He swallowed hard, eyes darting between me and Lena. I didn't, his bravado crumbled. He had expected fear, maybe anger, but not this calm, precise intensity. Lena stepped back, trembling. GM, her voice cracked. I could see the shame in her eyes, the weight of every lie she'd whispered, every moment she'd stolen from us. I didn't let her finish. My gaze shifted to him. You think this is a game. You think you can step into my life and take what isn't yours. You have no idea who you're dealing with. The man's hands rose defensively. Look, I said enough. My tone cut through the tension like steel. She belongs to me. You don't get to touch that. He stumbled back, suddenly small, exposed. I could see the realization hitting him. He had underestimated me. I had loved, I had trusted, and now I was done playing the part of the unsuspecting husband. I turned to Lena. We need to talk. Not now, not in front of him, but you need to understand what betrayal really costs. Her eyes welled up, and for the first time I saw remorse. Pain so raw it was almost physical. The man slinked away, muttering excuses that didn't matter. He vanished into the night, leaving us alone. Silence settled like a thick fog. I finally exhaled. I took her hand, trembling, and whispered, I loved you, but love isn't blind. It doesn't ignore betrayal. And it doesn't forgive lies that destroy everything we built. She nodded, tears spilling freely, realizing the depth of what she had risked. That night, we didn't speak much. Words felt empty against the weight of truth. But one thing was clear. Trust, once shattered, cannot simply be glued back together. And some mistakes leave scars too deep to hide. I learned something crucial that night. Strength isn't about fists or anger. It's about knowing your worth, defending it, and never letting anyone take it for granted. If you've ever been betrayed, hurt, or blindsided by someone you loved, remember, you are stronger than the pain, and no one gets to diminish your value. Comment your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe. Life teaches harsh lessons, but we survive, and that's how we grow.